didn't even give her the time to fully explain it because I was like, there's no way in hell this is going to work. Just because the level of our understanding. It wasn't what you felt was going to work for you. And that's probably the worst nail in the coffin, is to just shove them into the ground before they can even start. Because the person that you trust the most is your spouse, right? So if the spouse is shutting you down before you can even explain the idea of, hey, I'm excited, and you're just like, just making fun of them right out of the gate. I mean, just think how detrimental that is. So 10 years, and that was 10 years ago. Like, we had a freaking, I think it was like a paper tube, right? It wasn't even Shakeology, it was a paper tube thing, and it was like, 2-day fast or 3-day fast or something like that? I mean, it literally looked like it was jiggy. It was super jiggy. There was no back office, no nothing, and she's like, well, I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna have girls come over to my house, and I'm like, holy shit, it's a Tupperware party.
So that's what your husband was thinking.
Yeah, worse, probably worse. This is just what we can remember to say.
In case they didn't vocalize all of it, all of that was going through their brain. So tell me some things specifically that happened along the way where you started to be like, okay, that tube is starting to like make a little bit more sense.
Right. So it wasn't long, and she's a smart girl, pretty girl too. So, she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just do what I do. And then she was all excited to get her first check, and she brought her first check in, and she's like, look, I'm making money already, and you should pay attention as a guy. Like, if they're coming out of the gate making any kind of money at all, go open a business and see how long it takes to make money. Like, you have such a string of debt. Most businesses fail. I would say probably 97% of businesses fail because your overhead outweighs your
That's
income.
important.
Like, your
That's a
payroll,
big deal.
Things that come up, liabilities. You misjudge
That's a really good
the
talking point.
entire demographic of what's going to happen those first 2-3 years. So even if you shoot the moon, you're still going to fall short, and you're never putting money back in your pocket. So the fact that she signed up as a coach there weren't even challenge packs and shit back then, so it was like $30 or whatever. So she signs up, and in the first week, she brings a check and goes, look, I made $12. I'm like, holy fuck, we can go to Little Caesars and buy a pizza. I was successful. That was dick move number 2. So here goes Melissa. Drops everything, and it's kind of right back to the drawing board. So she kept trying to bring things to my attention, which were a win. It was a win. It's a win, gentlemen. Or flip the script. If the man is working the business and the wife is to stay at home with the babies, which that was kind of like our whole upbringing, for her to come to the table and say, I want to try to contribute, I want to try to change our situation. It wasn't bad, but it could be better. And then you're just kind of like dick can kicking, everything she says. Like, look, I made the initiative. I did it on my own. I started it on my own. We didn't have to borrow money, or I didn't have to take away from something to start this. And then she goes, here's a little check. And then you're still just like, it's like whacking the gopher, whacking the gopher, whacking the gopher. Like, how can they start and be successful? So hindsight, when you look back, it's like, man, that was brutal.
So for spouses that are sitting here today, we're all looking at you with judgment. What would you say to them?
Just message me later. I'll have shirts made up that says, sorry, I'm a dick. And then I'll do another shirt that says, my wife need $1,000. We'll pass those out, and then it'll just go.
So, we're not gonna get to talk. I love this. Is anyone loving this? What do these men, these ladies, these whoever it is here that's actually here to work, okay? What do they got to do to win you over? Let's go back to original.
It sounds shitty, but in a guy's mentality, it's show me the money. Because think about it, they're the breadwinner of the family, right? In most cases, and I don't mean to be sexist or whatever, just it's generality, and I spew all over my own statements anyways. So, but let's just say the husband is typically the breadwinner of the family. So they have a different mindset. Like, they're going out to freaking conquer and win, and most times they are just eating humble pie every day to do that shit, because it sucks. And we don't want to leave our kids. We have feelings too and shit, you know? But we go out, we do what we do, and then we come back to the house. So we just have this mentality of, I gotta go seek, destroy, fuck it, come back, get something to eat, pet the dog, love the wife, do whatever, you know, and then just get up in the morning and do it again.
He should be one of their speakers.
You can go and contribute and show any kind of initiative for that is freaking huge. So, to answer his question is, it sounds like shit, but show us the money. Like, if you can sign up as a coach and get that fast start bonus and show a little bit of, look, I'm an emerald, and now I get leads from the company, and look, my check went from 12 to 68 to 100 and something in just a period of a month or two. If we can see progression and we can see engagement, then we're gonna be in. Then we're gonna be in.
Notice he said if we can see progression, not if we can see perfection.
Right.
Did you guys hear that word?
Hey, we've been doing this for 11 years, and we laugh all the time. Like, if this looks polished to you, our cats pissed all over our bags right before we left, right? I mean, I'm talking several times, like 6 times. Like, Monica pissed on the bag again. Okay, let me go get some Clorox wipe this up. Like, and they were coming out of the carousel, and her and Kelly were talking, and she goes, "Are you gonna go get our bags?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? I don't need to hurry. They reek like bobcat piss. Nobody's gonna steal our bags. Sure, honey, I'll go get them real quick." Like, because I'm at the turn of the carousel.
Did you say
I'm
bobcat?
there. I'm like, I don't care. I'll just sit here and wait until they come to me. Hey. That's really...
How do you handle that? So you need to make progress, okay? But let's also talk a little bit about Melissa. Let's talk to you for a sec, okay? How do you get, this one will go so short and then we'll get, how do you as an entrepreneur starting out, okay? And again, generally speaking, as Mick said, women are more emotional, which is why you come to my events. I mean, I agree with Mick. Dudes are dicks. They don't even want to like show up. They're just like, what? Facebook group? What's Facebook? Like, I love you guys. I'm just kidding. The ones that showed up, you're my people. But you know who we're talking about. All those dudes who are trying to get to join your group, you know who I'm talking about, right? Okay. How do you, as a woman who, in general, is more open to change, is open to like, hey, hope, life can be better. Like, this doesn't have to look exactly this way, which is why women are such an amazing thing for our culture, right? Because the women are the ones challenging. Men's are like, we gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, right? Women are the ones who are like, well, what if we did it this? Like, what if we did it right? So how do you come to an event, you hear speakers, you get excited, or maybe it was just a hey girl, whatever it was, and you're like, I'm into this, and then he's like, peach buddy. Like, how do you press through that?
It's exactly what he said. In the beginning, it was difficult because he was such a hard worker and he afforded us a very nice lifestyle. And so in the beginning, I knew I couldn't compete financially, although I would try to show that it was $16, by the way, not $12.
That's like,
Men exaggerate about it.
That's like 3 Little Caesars pizzas.
Right. But I was trying to show that I was in this and that I was working hard. And he finally came to me at one point, and it was probably the sweetest words I ever heard, was he saw that I was enjoying it. And it was almost for him, I don't really care if you do make money because you're happy doing this. Because helping people is what I love to do. And so as soon as he realized that, and then he brought it back to my attention that I'm happy, it took the pressure off of me to feel like I had, because that takes the fun out of doing this, right? When you feel the pressure to rank advance or hit a certain financial goal, or to hit elite by the end of the year, the 12th hour of the end of the year, it takes the fun out of it. So first and foremost, have fun. Show your partner that you're enjoying what you're doing, and they really, really should support you.
But they might not. But they might not. And what would you just say to the women who say, you know what, I got somebody at home, I'm trying to show them I love this, I'm trying to explain this, they don't get it, they don't want it, they don't like it. They want me to watch football with them. They're upset that I'm playing on my phone. Like, what advice would you have for that person?
I actually did have a coach. Her name is Shannon, and she does not have a very supportive spouse whatsoever. And she had to pull back for a while, and then came back again and said, it's just in my heart to do this. And she sat down and talked to him. Hopefully you have maybe an upline or upline that does have a good working relationship for this business, and you can involve them and maybe get in that three-way. I'm just touching you. That three-way call or a Zoom together, and maybe that spouse, when they would hear from the other person, because he every once in a while gets on our Zooms or gets and does what he does here. But I do get a lot of messages from my coaches saying my husband or my partner really needed to hear what he had to say. So make sure that, if you are in the position that you do have a partner or spouse that is supportive, involve them and get them in the calls and get them in the team page and stuff. If you don't have a spouse that is supportive, ask your upline, can you involve your spouse or your partner more in what we do so that I can share a little bit more about his side of it or her side of it, so that they see that the way Mick and I run this business together is, I think, unique. And so I think it's a breath of fresh air, because we were talking about this. You may think or feel like your spouse or partner needs to be posting sweaty selfies or doing the workouts. Yeah. And he doesn't, but yet, we work very well together. So ask for help.
And if you don't have an upline like that, there's like YouTube.
Yeah. Or us.
Like, just get on YouTube and find the couple that's like that. I will say, I personally think that a lot of times I meet dudes in person at events, husbands like Jake, that are like, thank you, because you gave my wife the real talk that she needed. And I do think that for men sometimes, they need to hear you listening to something that's not so fluffy. They need to hear you listening to something like, get a little Grant Cardone going, and your husband be like, yeah. Are you listening to that? Okay. But then do me a favor and listen to that. And I think you just need to,